Well, it's December here in Kingston, and I'm out on my local trail today, and I thought I'd take a couple of minutes just to talk about what I use for gloves when it gets cold. I have a few sets of gloves, but when it starts to get down around freezing, which today is probably around freezing, a little bit below, you need a little better glove. So what I use is the Pearl Izumi crab. I've had this about 3 years, and they say it's an amphib glove as well. So actually I had my partner, we went up for a walk the other day. She didn't have proper gloves, it was just pouring rain. And so we'll try these. And she used them, not so much for the cold, but they're also waterproof. So when she got done, she said they were completely dry inside. So that's one nice thing to get into this kind of weather. When you have snow and rain, and of course it's gray, and you never know what you're going to get with this weather. This glove is very versatile, it's windproof, and of course it's got a nice felt lining. So on today's ride, despite it being quite cool, when I went out my walk this morning with the dog, I had a set of thick gloves as well, some more winter gloves. My fingertips were getting cold just walking, and with these, I've actually noticed earlier I was actually sweating in them. So I would highly recommend them as a good glove. If you start getting, much below 5, I think probably about -5 is the coolest I've been at, and they've been fine, no problem at all. When I use some of my other gloves, I do find the fingertips start getting cold when you get, probably 5 degrees. So that's it for an overview of the gloves. So let's take them on the bike and see how they work functionally. So let's see how they work with the changing of the gears and brakes. So here they go, just no problem at all. They're not a super thick glove, so that helps a lot. You do get a pretty good dexterity feel for when you're on the shifters or the handlebars. I really like that about them. Crab design is what it is. I really haven't found it any harder to work than a set of gloves. So how does it work on the touchscreen? So here's my Garmin Edge Explorer 2. So fine, no problem at all. Again, being a mitt, it's not like you have in your hands. It is what it is and what you need for the winter. So, but overall, in terms of just a quick touch or a scroll or whatever, it worked fine. One thing I did notice just on this last few minutes is the fingertips getting a bit cold. You don't find it with this because, of course, you have your two fingers together providing heat, but this one. But to be fair, I've also had my hands in and out of the glove. I didn't notice that in the first part of the ride, so that's not unusual for gloves, but that'd be the only thing really in terms of any downside I can say right. So, do I recommend the Pearl Izumi crab glove? Absolutely. Like I said, it's been about 3 years. They're not super cheap, like any premium product, and I think probably I got them on sale. I believe they're over $100, but you'd have to take a look. But for something that you're going to have for years and enhances your enjoyment of anything you buy, I would recommend checking them out.